Before we get started, I want to remind everyone that the information in this presentation is not to be or construed as investment advice. The information presented are subject to change without notice, and while we have made every reasonable effort to ensure that the content is reliable and accurate, we have not independently verified the content and are not responsible for errors therein. Please consult a professional advisor before putting a loonie in any of these financial markets. Hi everyone, my name is Richard Diaz and welcome back to the IceCap Canadian Market Wrap. I'm traveling this week, so today's video is going to be a short one. We know there's a lot going on with Canada and its trading partners, and next week we'll definitely touch on that. But for this week, we're just going to share three main takeaways from Monday's CPI release. But first, the headline. The Consumer Price Index rose 2.4% in December, up from 2.2% in November. As you can see from the release, the jump was due to the unwind of the GST-HST tax break from last year. It's worth recalling that this tax break was basically just a cynical ploy to combat the famous vibe sessions right before the election. All right, so the first thing to note is that core inflation ex energy is back up to 3%. The BOC targets headline inflation of 2% plus or minus 1%, but the fact that core is back up there is definitely worthy of note. This is in contrast with the other core measures we'll touch on in a minute. This chart also shows how energy is currently a drag relative to the overall basket, and this is due to the falling gasoline prices. Mind you, headline is still trending higher. The second thing to note is that the base year effect of the GST-HST tax break had a really big impact on food and alcoholic beverages. And you can see that in the difference between the light blue and the dark blue bars at the top and bottom of this chart. Food inflation is becoming a real problem for Canadians, and we are definitely going to talk about that more in the coming months. And as you can see quite clearly here, food purchase from restaurants jumped to 8.5% after the base effect fell off. Meat is also cruising at a whopping 8.5%. And again, I actually think this understates the issues families are having with the cost of living crisis. Families are getting crushed by the price of food, and frankly, I'm surprised that this has not become a much bigger deal politically. Another interesting thing to note is that the three preferred measures of core inflation are sending mixed signals. The light blue and green series, the two pointing downward, are designed to exclude the more volatile components on either side of the distribution. They are similar series, and so it's not surprising they're moving together, whereas the other one, the core factor model, built to extract the persistent component price changes in the CPI data, is ticking higher. Now, to be honest with you, I don't exactly know what to make of this just yet, but it's something I'm keeping an eye on. And finally for today, the IceCap inflation model. As I've said to you before, you have to take forward-looking indicators of any type with a grain of salt. And although there are risks to our view, like much weaker growth, we still think that inflation will continue to grind higher for this year. This is because of basic materials and raw materials prices, as well as input prices that are all heading higher as the Canadian dollar trends lower. All right, so that's a wrap on this week's episode. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow for more. And I'll see you next week with a longer video. And as always, we manage money for families all across Canada and the world.